Welcome to Community Checkup for the month of October. Missy and I are so lucky to be. Can you guess where we are just by looking at our surroundings? Can you guess it? We're at the Adventure Science Center for this show today. Oh my gosh, I love it.
It's so exciting here. There's so much more here than, I mean, my kids are not that old, but there's so much more than what I was able to bring them to visit. So there's something for everybody. And if you haven't been here in 6 months, there's new stuff for you to see.
Yes, and we're going to learn all about the new things here that we have. We're going to learn about the Pseudocom Planetarium, the upgrades that you can experience. We'll also learn more about the new wonders of the Universe Gallery. And you guys, if that's not enough, we're also hearing all about Fossil Frontiers Gallery and what's to come here in this area. But before that, we want to push ahead and look forward to the month of November for March of Dimes. Missy, there's a lot happening with that, and you play a special role in March of Dimes.
Well, thank you so much for mentioning this. I am a candidate this year, or a nominee, for Champion of the Year. It's a fundraising opportunity for March of Dimes, and March of Dimes, it's here in Nashville, but it's really representative statewide. And the purpose of March of Dimes is to help moms and babies have a healthy start. And there's so much out there. Our connection with Delta Dental is because poor oral health can actually impact the birth of the baby. And a lot of women don't know that. So if you have a history of periodontal disease, there's a risk for low birth weight preterm babies. So it's very important for pregnant women to make sure they visit the dentist. And if you do have that history of perio, there are some plans, many of our plans at Delta Dental will do up to 4 cleanings that year so that we can help do that little bit to help make sure there's a healthy mom and baby when the child comes.
Now, is each candidate raising money for March of Dimes?
Yes, we are all raising funds.
How can we help you? Again, Missy Acosta is our person, so
we'll put a QR code on the screen so that people can donate directly to my campaign. And we do have a featured guest coming up a little later, Alex Jahangir, who's a doctor at Vanderbilt, and he is also a candidate. So, but please send your money to my campaign. I really want to win this. And you know what? I don't care about raising the most money. I want to raise the most awareness. And if there's one more mom who thinks, oh, maybe I should go to go see a dentist when I'm pregnant, because I mean, we're so overloaded with doctor's visits when you're pregnant. You have week after week, you're going to different doctor's appointments. See that dentist. It's so important, and it could possibly impact the birth of the baby.
Missy, why is this so close to your heart?
It's close to my heart because, I mean, one, I want to make sure that people are aware of those benefits that we offer, but you know, oral health has been so much a part of my life for 18 years. My daughter was jaundiced when she was born, and for us, that connection, I at least got to hold her in my arms and nurse her when she was born. She was still taken to the incubator in between times. But when a baby is born and that mom has that plexiglass between them and they can't touch their baby, that's heartbreaking. So let's prevent that.
Yes, let's do that. We can do that through the March of Dimes. So connect with our March of Dimes here in our Nashville area. Again, support Missy Acosta for this year's candidate for March of Dimes. Again, you have that QR code that you can click on that and then send your funds that way. Thank you so much for sharing.
And $1 or $2, it all matters.
Every little bit counts. Yes. Every little bit counts. It truly does. Something else that recently happened this month, it was Operation Stand Down's Heroes Breakfast. You were on hand for that. Yes. I was able to be there. That is always a beautiful morning and a room full of, honestly, heroes, and the heroes get to hear from a hero.
It's been such an honor to meet so much of the brass that comes into Nashville for this event. Over the years, I've had the opportunity to meet Purple Heart recipients and Medal of Honor recipients, and the CEO of Operation Stand Down herself is a Rear Admiral, equivalent to a general, or I think she's a 2-star. Eden Muri has just done amazing things with that organization, and they're helping not just veterans here in Nashville, they're helping them throughout Middle Tennessee. And Operation Standout, it extends to Clarksville. They also have an office now in Tullahoma or Columbia, and so they're really impacting the region, but then they're also a resource for other organizations throughout the state, which is so wonderful. And the breakfast, the Heroes Breakfast, is one of their biggest fundraisers. This year, we are going to have the opportunity to speak with Alejandro Villanueva, who is an NFL Pro Bowler, also a U.S. Army Ranger.
But what I do know is that a tremendous national effort must be made every waking second of our life to establish peace around the world, to establish our vision for humanity, and to grow into a bright future. And this cannot be done without the efforts of our sons and daughters who volunteer to serve in the military tasked with keeping world order.
A great morning, and I saw you out there. You were able to give out an award on that morning as well.
It's an award that is given out to the Volunteer of the Year, and it's always a surprise to the volunteer. So it's always exciting to be able to, when you call out their name and you know where they're sitting, and just that surprise, it's such a beautiful honor.
And this area is incredibly unique. Of course, we have Fort Campbell, Tennessee, Kentucky, on the border there of our states. Also, for the state of Tennessee, we have the most veterans that actually come back and call our state home to any other state. Again, that shows you how special not only that our state is, but how much support that our veterans and our service members receive here in the state of Tennessee.
Yes, and several of my guests for the breakfast this year were from the Chamber of Commerce. The Nashville Chamber of Commerce is doing so much with Fort Campbell to help the military, the veterans coming out. Actually, they're not quite veterans, because a lot of times a year before their retirement from the military, they start working on that resume, and they start working on adapting the skills from the military to what they're doing or could be doing in civilian life. And a lot of these young men and women have incredible skills. It's just understanding what are the terms we use in the business world compared to what they talk about on the military side. So it's exciting to see that, and they're so excited to become part of the civilian community, and to be, several of them are already volunteering in things, and they're so excited to take that next step. So it's exciting to be a part of that, help them with their resumes, help them with interview skills. I've been able to do that at Belmont University.
That's incredible.
So it's Operation Stand Down, the Chamber, everybody really coming together to support these men and women who were they were willing and ready to put their life on the line to protect us.
Again, we have our freedom because of those men and women going to put their lives on the line, as Missy just said. So I encourage you to check out Operation Stand Down and research and see the work that they do. When we come back, we get to share all of what you and your family can explore here at the Adventure Science Center. Get ready, stay on the edge of your seat. It's going to be a fun one. We'll be right back.
At Delta Dental of Tennessee, we know our success begins and ends with providing superior quality service, and that includes serving those who need it most. This year, we're celebrating 25 years of giving back to the community we call home. Delta Dental, along with our Smile 180 Foundation, supports Tennessee's dental colleges and oral health education, children's hospitals, free and reduced cost dental clinics, and other like-minded charities. Here's to the next 25 plus years of ensuring healthy smiles.
My name is Royce, Bellman and Omni Hotel. Please come and see us.
Welcome back to Community Checkup. We are so blessed to be here at the Adventure Science Center in Nashville. How lucky are we in the Middle Tennessee area to have something like this here?
I know, this is truly a gem in the community, and it's so exciting. I can remember coming to the Cumberland Science Museum when I was a kid. Old building on 2nd Avenue. They've been here since the 70s on Fort Negley Boulevard, and there's so much exciting things happening, new exhibits, and I'm so excited to share that with the community.
Missy, I have to ask you, your love of science, like you obviously love this because you're on the board. You've worked with the Adventure Science Center for some time.
Yes, we had exhibits here in the past. When I first started at Delta Dental, we did an oral health exhibit in the health section. When they started developing the concept for a new exhibit that will take that place, that will be coming up. I've been able to be a part of the planning committee for that, which was exciting, and just through that, building relationships. And last year I was asked to be a part of the board, and that officially started this summer. So very excited to serve here.
Every time I sit down with Missy, what don't you do?
There's still a lot.
Oh, my friend, you
Trust
do.
me, I hate saying no, but sometimes you have to.
Oh, no, you do. And to tell us all about what you can experience here, the new exhibits and just the updates, we have the Vice President of Exhibits and Experiences. We have Mr. Morgan Renberg. First off, thanks so much.
Well, thank you for coming. So much good stuff to share.
You do? How much do you love this? Being able to work here every day, to interact with the families that come in?
Oh my gosh, it's like being a kid every day. Whether you're 5 years old or 55 years old, there's just a joy of coming in, learning something new. And we feel that as we put these exhibits together, and I always hope that shines through to the visitors who come through the door.
So we have one highlight we're going to start off with, but do stick with us throughout the show because we're going to talk about the new wonders of the Universe Gallery. We'll also have information on the Fossil Frontiers Gallery, but first off, we have the Acosta Planetarium.
Yeah, I think sometimes people don't realize how lucky we are to have a facility like this here in Nashville. The Acosta Planetarium is one of the finest planetariums in the United States, and we've just completed our most recent upgrade a couple of weeks ago now that's launching us sort of into the cutting edge of what it means to be a planetarium.
So to walk us through what's been upgraded.
Yeah, so we've taken out some of our digital systems and put in new versions, and the result of that is we have more than 3 times as much detail now on the planetarium dome. We have brighter colors, we have quieter systems, and we have technology that's going to enable us to simulate the universe far more accurately than ever before, which you'll experience when you come see a show.
Oh, you've seen a show?
I have not yet, so I am looking forward to it. So, but help us put it into terms. Is it like going from the original HD to, 4K?
Yeah, it's very much going to feel like that. In fact, our old system is what we would call 4K, and now we have increased that to what we call 7K. And every time you double that number, you quadruple the amount of detail that you can see. And so this is like dozens of 4K screens plastered across the planetarium dome. All of that running in real time to simulate anywhere we want to fly in the universe. So our educators can take you on a journey to explore the stars, to see the galaxy, to look at planets. Anything you can dream up, we can go and see.
That's amazing.
Morgan, where can we track all the happenings here at the Adventure Science Center?
Let's start with our website, adventuresci.org. We're also Adventure SCI on all the socials, and we're constantly putting out details of upcoming events, new shows in the planetarium, opening dates for new exhibits, and so you definitely want to be following along there.
This is great. Well, thank you so much for sharing that. I can't wait to see the first show. I'm just curious, was there something in that first show that the first time you saw this upgrade, was there something that just made you go, oh my gosh?
Honestly, it was the lack of something, which is, in our old system, we used to have these powerful fans that would keep everything cool, and it sounded like a little bit like a windstorm while you were in there. Now it's just silent. And so just like you were laying out in the field at night looking up at the stars, you can see and hear a totally different way of experiencing the universe.
So I know we all can't wait to see it for the first time, but you can explore not only that, but so much more here at the Adventure Science Center. We're going to learn all about the new wonders of the Universe Gallery when we come back.
Hi, I'm Brikenna at the Nashville Omni Hotel. Come see us at 5 and 10.
Dental and vision. We love your whole face. See us at deltadentalpn.com.
Welcome back to Community Checkup. We're here at the Adventure Science Center in Nashville, a spot that I think just really ignites that some feeling inside of all of us, not only kids, but adults as well. Wouldn't you think?
It makes you a kid again.
It surely does. And we're going to talk now about the new wonders of the universe. We have Morgan Renberg with us. He is sharing all of this with us this morning. Morgan is the Vice President of Exhibits and Experiences. We can have a great experience here.
None better than in Wonders of the Universe.
Now, why do you say that?
I think it brings something that is just feels so abstract and far off and brings it sort of right down to earth for us. You know, you can hardly turn the TV on these days without seeing some bit of news about having landed on Mars or some new discovery from the Hubble Space Telescope. But it can kind of be hard to kind of get your head around what that actually means. And so what we've tried to do in this exhibit is bring some of that down to the level of us Earthlings so that we can kind of grapple with the meaning of that and also learn about some of the amazing technology that makes that possible.
What's at the heart of this particular exhibit?
At the heart of it is this incredible model of NASA's Curiosity rover. And this is a model that was built by NASA, by the same people who built the actual rover. And so they've shared it to us, and then we've placed it at the heart of this realistic diorama that shows what it would be like to see Curiosity on the surface of the red planet.
It's really cool. I was surprised at how big it actually
is. So
is.
Much bigger than you think. You imagine this little thing rolling around. It's the size of a car.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, it totally. I've been involved with astronomy for many years, and the first time we pulled it out of the box, I was like, dang, that thing is big.
Yes, and the I guess the camera part on the front, it reminds me of WALL-E.
Really? Okay.
From the old movie, and it almost takes on a personality of its own when you look at it.
It's adorable.
Oh,
it really
I want to
is.
see. Well, how can your guests interact with this rover?
Yeah, so in the gallery around the rover, we have a variety of things. We have some of the original prototypes that NASA created when working on the rover. And then I think most amazingly of all, we have an actual piece of Mars that you can come and touch. So this is a chunk of Mars that landed on Earth as a meteorite. Someone dug it up, and we acquired it, and now you can reach your hand in and touch an actual rock that was once on Mars. And that's just mind-blowing to me.
To get that full experience, how much time should we allow ourselves when we come in here to the Adventure Science Center?
Yeah, you're going to want to definitely allow several hours for a full visit, especially if you're coming with some young ones. There's just so much for them to do that we talk to people who are visiting Nashville from out of town, and they say, well, we came here because it was one of the few things to do with families, and we're coming back tomorrow because we just couldn't get through it all in one day.
We are definitely not just Music City, but a science city.
Yes, that's right. There's so much amazing science and technology, especially in the world of healthcare, that is here, and we want to reflect the amazing work that's happening here in Nashville. It's not all just happening off at Caltech or in Harvard, right? It's happening right here in our city, and we want to be able to show that off.
What a blessing. What a blessing this is. Before we head on to our next, anything else that we've left out about this particular gallery, you think, Missy, that people would want to know?
Honestly, I can't think of it. I'm sorry.
Well, you never know, because again, I may think of some things, but just kind of curious. Is there anything that we're missing?
Let me give you one other thing.
On?
One thing we're really trying to do is make these exhibits as inclusive as possible.
Okay.
So for the first time, we're doing all of our exhibits in both English and Spanish. And then we're also creating tactile elements for all the exhibits that all you can do is look at them, so that people who are blind or have difficulty seeing, or kids who learn better through touch, you can actually feel what the crater that Curiosity landed in on Mars feels like, not just see a picture of it in the exhibit as well.
That I love. That I love. What I also love is Fossil Frontiers Gallery. That I cannot wait to learn more about. Morgan will have all of that for us when we come back right after this.
At Delta Dental of Tennessee, we know our success begins and ends with providing superior quality service, and that includes serving those who need it most. This year, we're celebrating 25 years of giving back to the community we call home. Delta Dental, along with our Smile 180 Foundation, supports Tennessee's dental colleges and oral health education, children's hospitals, free and reduced cost dental clinics, and other like-minded charities. Here's to the next 25 plus years of ensuring healthy smiles.
at Bongo Java, come see us at the Omni Nashville.
He shoots, and he scores!
Welcome back to Community Checkup. We're here at the Adventure Science Center and talk about taking you back to your childhood. There's nothing more exciting than talking about dinosaurs. Right. So now we get to talk about this, and we have Morgan with us still to share some of what's going on in this new gallery. This is amazing space, and we have a long neck here. Tell us about what people will be able to see in this exhibit.
Yes, welcome to Fossil Frontiers.
Love it.
We're still work in progress here, so you're seeing just the beginning of what will be a fully fleshed out space over the next few months. And it puts us into the story of paleontology. So of course dinosaurs are the most famous piece of that. But there's a lot more to paleontology than just dinosaurs. And so we're trying to reflect that in this project, especially when it comes to Tennessee. And so there haven't really been dinosaur fossils dug up in Tennessee. It just happens that the period of geologic history that's on the surface is not the same as dinosaurs, but that doesn't mean that there aren't really important fossil sites across the state. And so we're gonna have real fossils from across Tennessee that you can come and see here in the gallery. But no way we could do it without having some dinosaurs. So behind you here we have this amazing long-necked Maminkasaurus. Had one of the longest necks of any dinosaur that ever walked the earth.
You have another one behind you. What is behind you?
Yeah, so this is Deinonychus, and you might look at it and say, that's a velociraptor. And this is actually the dinosaur that the velociraptors of Jurassic Park were based on. Real velociraptors were more like the size of a turkey. So not quite so scary on the movie, but you can't deny that the word velociraptor is a pretty awesome name. So they took that name, they slapped it on the Deinonychus, and those are the velociraptors of movie fame.
I always look at them like small but mighty.
Yes,
like,
you would not. Take a look at that. Terrible claw is what the name means. And it's got this horrible sort of scythe-like claw on its toes that you would not want to meet in a dark alley.
Absolutely. We've hit on three big aspects of the Adventure Science Center here. What else should we know before we come in, or should we be aware of?
Yeah, well, if you're watching this and thinking, man, this sounds so cool, but I don't have a young kid, well, we have a series of adult events too, and highly recommend you come by for one of those. We have our main events called Way Late Playdate. Next one's coming up in just a few weeks. And then we have a Science of Beer event, a Science of Spirits event. And those are great ways to come and experience the Science Center, drink in hand, no kids underfoot. And the response we get from those is just amazing. So kids, no kids, doesn't matter. We've got something amazing for you to come and see.
Well, you're speaking my language right there. We so appreciate the time of the Vice President of Exhibits and Experiences, Morgan Renberg. Thank you so much for sharing this with all of us.
Can't wait to see you back.
Oh, can't wait to come back.
Absolutely. And don't forget, those events that Morgan was talking about are all on the website, adventuresci.org, adventuresci.org. Check those out. Because those evening events, even daytime, bring the kids or don't bring the kids and have fun yourself. There's a lot of opportunity and a lot of activity that is right here for everybody to enjoy.
So true. Thanks again. Stick with us. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Carmen at the Omni Nashville Hotel. Come see us at the Macara Spa.
At Delta Dental of Tennessee, we know our success begins and ends with providing superior quality service, and that includes serving those who need it most. This year, we're celebrating 25 years of giving back to the community we call home. Delta Dental, along with our Smile 180 Foundation, supports Tennessee's dental colleges and oral health education, children's hospitals, free and reduced cost dental clinics, and other like-minded charities. Here's to the next 25 plus years of ensuring healthy smiles.
He shoots, and he scores!
We knew we wanted to have an event to celebrate the Sudicum Planetarium and Judith Payne Turner theater upgrade. And we wanted to highlight the impact that these experiences make on our young people. And Alex and Iman are just two great examples of how early STEM exposure can lead to dynamic STEM careers.
I think the most important thing for me being here at the Adventure Science Center is that initial support I had when I was in high school coming here as a volunteer, as an explainer, which is what we called them back then, was so pivotal in who I became later, right? That grounding in science and the exposure to it and to be able to really work in it at a young age led me down a career into cardiology and also a passion for space. I mean, I remember we had the whole body system upstairs that we would go see, and then they had a Mission to Mars exhibit that came through that was also like, I was like, this is amazing. Beyond that, the other benefit of just being here as a kid is I had to do public speaking. And you get used to just talking in front of strangers and groups of people and teaching them. So it was my first real experience in like educating people in a public setting.
It's extremely special in that I often pinch myself and I say, who the heck am I to have been given so many cool opportunities? And it's not a day that goes by I don't think about that. And again, as I'm looking around, and it's really special to be able to, and then to have my brother have achieved something that I'm so proud of him because he's worked so hard for, and to know that the foundation that came from our education, came from our experiences here, it's really special.
I just want to give preface really fast. If there's any brother or sister duos in the crowd tonight, you are going to feel like you're not doing enough. I want to go ahead and set the stage for that now. When you hear from
this place meant a lot to me and means a lot to me, so I asked them if I could take something to space for them. And they were kind enough to give me this Adventure Science Center flag. It's a small flag that went to space. And so I brought it back.
What a cool event and great crowd at the Adventure Science Center for that panel discussion. How fun that was. Just enlightening, I guess would be the word to use for that.
Yes, and it's so cool to see kids that grew up in Nashville, got a love of science here at Adventure Science Center. They started as volunteers, they worked in high school, and now they're both doctors at Vanderbilt. Absolutely amazing what the Jahangir brothers have done.
And you know a little bit more about both of the brothers. Can you share a little bit more on the work that they've done through Vanderbilt?
Yes, Dr. Alex Jahangir was the head of the task force for Metro government during COVID. So he helped lead the city through the response and when nobody really knew what was going on. He was also a recipient of the Spirit of the Region Award for that amazing work. And then his brother, Iman, also a doctor at Vanderbilt, recently went to outer space, which is just absolutely amazing.
That is amazing. And again, you just never know what's going to spark that interest when you're a kid and how that will continue to grow in you, inside of you throughout life to get you, to whatever position. That's beautiful.
And it's great that you can bring kids, your children, your grandchildren, you can come and spark that enthusiasm for science in yourself as well, with so much going on here at Adventure Science Center.
And I have to say, this is one spot that the ticket is definitely worth the price once you come in because you are spending hours exploring the Adventure Science Center. So as Missy said, do get out with the family, have some friends tag along and make it just a full day. You can do that right here at the Adventure Science Center. Thank you for this. Thank you. It's so cool. I'm so glad we decided to do it here. I kind of want to get out and explore. Always a joy to have you here with us for Community Checkup. October is just about done, but we look forward to seeing you back here in November.
dental and vision. We love your whole face. See us at deltadentaltn.com.